Hey Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm going to be taking a look at what is transpiring for the rest of June 2023 for you. If this reading resonates, make sure that you're visiting www.brattystarot.com to book a one-on-one face-to-face Zoom call with me or to book a pre-recorded reading with me. And if this reading doesn't resonate, make sure that you're checking for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for a full picture. So first, I'm going to go ahead and start out with the meditation. So what I got in your meditation, there were two people, and I don't know which one you were, but there was this woman and she had all of these stones and they were tied to her body. But for some reason, she was not drowning. I was like, okay, this woman's in the middle of the ocean. She has stones tied around, or these ropes tied around these stones that are wrapped around her. And she's just kind of like floating there. And then this other man comes up and he is, he's in a boat and he was like, oh, here, like, let me help you, and trying to stick his hand out. And she said, you can't help me. You're made of stone. And he said, what do you mean I'm not made of stone? And she says, if you get in the water, you'll drown. And so he gets in the water and I watched him disintegrate into all of these little mini pebbles, like ones you would find inside of a river on the shore, something like that. He was made up of all of them and he just disintegrated and dropped to the floor. And she had said, every stone thrown at me is a stone that has never been unturned, or something like that. There has never been a stone thrown at me that has not been unturned. It was something like that. And that's what she had said. And I found it so interesting because he was made of stone, but she wasn't. And she had them tied around her body, yet she wasn't dropping down to the bottom of the ocean. And so I'm wondering with the ocean, if we're talking about the middle of the ocean can represent your emotions. And so there may be a sense of you feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or you could feel a little isolated in regards to your emotions. When she said the stones that were thrown at me, I'm wondering if there are some external things that you've been dealing with that have made you feel very heavy. But it's interesting because you weren't drowning. So I'm feeling like a resiliency. It feels like you're very resilient. Whoever this person was that was claiming to help you, it's almost like this blind leading the blind. How can you possibly help me? You're made of what's tied to my body. You're made of stone. And so it's almost this like a strength, like an emotional strength about you is what I'm getting. So let's see what that means. So we're starting out with the Queen of Wands. So this is a fearlessness. This is an acceptance of your shadow and your dark side. This is somebody who can be a performer, somebody who's quite outspoken, somebody who takes the initiative. Then you have the King of Swords. Maybe this is the person that is, supposedly trying to help you, or maybe this is you getting more clear on things, trying to make some form of decision. Justice in reverse. This can talk about negative karma or something that feels really unbalanced in your life, or something that makes you feel like you're kind of drowning. The Nine of Swords, worry, stress, nightmares, being in your head, emotional disturbances, being in your emotions. The King of Cups. There could be somebody here who's in love with you or has feelings for you. Maybe this could be a new person, but it's a King of Cups. So I'm feeling like this is somebody who's established. This can also talk about therapy as well. I'm not sure what to think about that yet. The Three of Cups, it could be a reconciliation. It could be getting together with friends, somebody coming to your aid. And then we have the Emperor in reverse. So I'm wondering if this is the person that's made of the stone, because this is somebody who abuses their power. This is somebody who abuses their power, tries to control you, etc. The Chariot. So this is the energy that you're ending with. So this is movement forward. This card specifically talks about courage and having enough courage to push forward and actually make the right decisions. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Queen of Wands first. Show me that Queen of Wands. The Nine of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Wow. Okay. and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords in reverse. It's almost like an all-knowing. It's almost an all-knowing of something. Like you're very clear that something is done, or you're very clear that you have overcome something. I'm kind of wondering if the reason why you are or were in my meditation able to float, even though all these stones were tied to you, is because you were actually finally releasing something that had made you lighter. And it wasn't really, it's almost like the issues that were external from you that caused you these burdens almost made you lighter, as if it had given you more wisdom. So it taught you how to release things. The Queen of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. I mean, this is like fighter energy. This is coming out on top. This is, I can do it all by myself. Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you're pulling your energy back from maybe a specific job or a person or something. Or maybe you're just doing one of those things where you disappear for a month and then you just come out and you're like the baddest bitch ever. You know, I don't know what it is. And then when you said every stone thrown at me was never a stone unturned. It's almost like you're utilizing these burdens in your life with that Ten of Wands to uplift you. It's almost like the stones are what kept you afloat in some weird way. Like the problems of making you stronger, the controversy that's made you harder. Let's look at that King of Swords. The Five of Wands. There's some conflict around the truth, I feel. Queen of Swords in reverse, Two of Cups. Could be around a soulmate, whether that's a friend, a lover, etc. You're feeling pretty triggered emotionally. And so that's going back to you being in the middle of the ocean and feeling overwhelmed by your emotions. And I'm kind of feeling like that's what that is. There's a masculine energy here who's pretty in their ego. The Five of Wands can be like it's in your ego. So it's that challenging, right? Everybody's trying to get their ideas across, or everybody's trying to get their points across, etc. And it's like this person is fighting to stay afloat in some way in your life, or somebody that you're having controversy with. And this is somebody who I feel emotionally triggers you on an individual level. The Justice in reverse. The Five of Cups. Wow. The Five of Swords. The Queen of Cups in reverse. The Three of Swords. There's a lot of pain, which is causing some form of a lack of trust. And it could be that this is actually making you angry, which is causing you to float more, so to speak, or overcome something. Because anger can be a great tool if we allow it to be. Instead of allowing anger to use us and abuse us, we can actually utilize anger to the best of our ability. And what I mean by that, it's like when you get, have you ever gotten pissed off and just want to go to the gym, right? Well, that's essentially better for you, right? Than going out and getting fucked up or blah, 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 blah. So now I'm getting that no stone unturned quote again. And with that Justice in reverse and the Five of Cups, I feel like there's somebody here, and I don't know if it's you, or I don't know if it's somebody else, but somebody seems to be getting some kind of negative karma in their life. It's something that they regret, or maybe there's a breakup, maybe there was a legal case. It's something, but regardless of what it is, it's like something's being shifted in the energy. Nine of Swords, the Fool. Can you tell me more about that? Are you afraid to move on from something? The Fool, the Knight of Wands in reverse. It kind of feels like, and I don't know if this is you. Okay, I'm just going to say it's you. Page of Pentacles, the Hermit in reverse, and the Six of Swords in reverse. It feels like you're rediscovering something about yourself. Maybe that you were insecure about, something you were worrying about. And with this energy here, it seems like you're worried about just letting go of what was, you know? So it's like that sense of, okay, all of these stones, even though I have all these stones tied to me, I still feel as light as a feather. And it's because you had to, you were forced in that situation. So what I mean by this is, um, when you are beat down low enough, you have two choices. The choices is to stay down there and just get worse, or to actually rise above it. And so I'm feeling like, because of the stones, so to speak, or the external forces or the external pain, that is what was able to give you the wisdom or the courage. Because it's like, well, it's fight or flight. So I feel like it's fight for you. Um, but not fighting against the current. It's like you and the current are fighting for the same thing, pun intended with an ocean metaphor. But also this sense of lacking direction. Even if I drop the stones, I'm still stuck in the middle of the ocean, kind of thing. It's a revisitation of something that you've already learned, seeds that you've already planted before. Is this a fear of resorting to old ways, or that somebody else will? You have that King of Cups. Tell me about that King of Cups energy. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. King of Wands and the Six of Wands. And then the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Tell me more about that King of Cups. All right. Well, it gave me two, so we love that. The King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. I heard, how can you help me when you can't even help yourself? That's what I heard. There may be somebody who's very deeply in love with you or cares about you very deeply. And they may be realizing that in order for things to change, that they have to be the change that they want to see, that they have to release their own internal stones, so to speak, because their own internal stones are the ones that are creating the external ones. When we feel heavy within ourselves, life just feels heavy. People feel heavy around us. It's not a feeling. It's not a feeling that you want to feel, So I want to see what that High Priestess. Oh, this person may be confessing something and being honest with you about something with that High Priestess in reverse. It's something that they've avoided for a while. What's that High Priestess in reverse? The Nine of Cups in reverse. That they were selfish, that they were an addict, that they were an asshole, excuse my French. I feel like this person wastes their potential because of their lack of change, because their refusal to change. Yeah, the Moon in reverse and the Two of Cups. This is somebody that loves you very much. Let's take a look at that Three of Cups. The Hermit. The Hierophant, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you're getting together with someone specifically. Now, this is you, Virgo. So I feel like this is all about you. You may have some people around you, right? Some people that are trying to untie the stones, or you're just separating yourself from them. And what I mean by these stones that are tied around you, I feel like it's maybe trauma that has clung on to you, negative energies that have clung on to you, etc. And it seems like you're coming together with a person, or you're coming together with friends or something like this, that is taking you out of hermit mode, that is taking you out of this middle of the ocean, that's maybe showing you a different way, that not everybody's a piece of shit, or, and it's something that could more so align with your morals and your values. You may be aligning with somebody that's Why do I feel like you're bored? Are you just like bored? Do you feel like you need like adventure in your life? I find that and then we have the 8 of Cups. It almost you know what it almost feels like? It's like you feel like nobody resonates with you. You feel so out of place, or you feel so nobody understands you, or it's like you can be sitting there with people and everything's fine, right? But you don't resonate with anybody. It feels like, because you keep going higher, it's like you're walking around with a bunch of stone, like people who are like stone people, like the stones that are wrapped around your waist, but inside you are like free in some way. And it's almost like this sense of possibly walking away from an old version of yourself, walking away from an old version of yourself, walking away from old friends, old lovers, whatever it may be, because it doesn't feel good to you anymore. You're fucking, excuse me, French. You're freaking bored of it. Queen of Swords in reverse, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the Hierophant. You want to find something that makes more sense to you. Then we have that Emperor in reverse. The 6 of Wands. What's that about? The 4 of Swords in reverse. What does this person want with Virgo? The Devil. I feel like you have somebody here who's obsessed with you. The Devil can be like obsession, addiction, etc. And the Emperor in reverse, I don't really like the Emperor in reverse with the 6 of Wands, because it makes me feel like somebody is abusing their power and getting a lot of attention because of it. Like somebody is abusing their power in regards to you, and like trying to get people on their side, or like, and I don't want to freaking scare you or anything like that, but this is somebody who's not over something that has to do with you. And I feel like this is somebody who wants to like be with you sexually, or somebody who has already been, somebody who is addicted to you in some way or something. I don't feel like this person has the best intentions. Can I just get advice for that? That's a little like cryptic, and I feel like it's because you walk away. 4 of Pentacles, just resist the urge. I feel like you have to remain very stoic at this time, is what that feels like. Needing to remain stoic, needing to kind of stand your ground here, or stand your ocean. But you just feel like you're around people who are heavy. And it's not you. It feels like these stones are people. Like you have to release these stone men, so to speak. I swear, this is what I'm gonna call this, the stone men. And these things around you that are weighing you down. Because even though you're still able to, in my meditation, you were able to float in the ocean, you still had these stones attached to you. Imagine what you could do if they weren't attached. You could freaking fly, you know what I mean, so to speak. So I want to see that Chariot for where you end your energy. The 8 of Swords in reverse. The 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. This makes me feel like you are not caged anymore. You don't have these stones dragging you down anymore. It feels like you're having the courage to finally decide to implement some form of boundaries in your life and shake off the dead weight. And because of that, there could be a financial opportunity for you that comes in. You got the Strength card. Even against all odds, when you felt like you were going to drown, you didn't. So why should this be any different? If you made it this far, how is this situation any different? There's always going to be something in it for you. As long as you're aligning with yourself, as long as you're being true to yourself, authentic to you, there's going to be something in it for you. But you got to shake off the dead weight. I want to get an advice message for you. This is like really interesting. I kind of just want to see, do you remember this guy? King of Swords and the Five of Wands? It feels like be careful of people not having your best interests at heart. Ace of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who's just very triggering to you. I don't know who it is. But they're not very vulnerable. They're just constantly in their ego. I'm almost getting like this self-righteous energy about this person. So let's get you an advice message. Advice for Virgo. Sorry, these take a while to like come out. All right, let's see. You got mimicry and memory. So I'm actually going to read both of these to you. Okay. So let's start out with the mimicry one. I really love this oracle deck. I had to get a new one. I was sick of the old one. So we got mimicry. The crow's call was so human-like that it convinced the dog that it was its guardian calling out. Although most cases are found within domesticated crows like parrots, crows have an ability to mimic sounds from voices to sirens. Mimicry may arise in a reading if you need to consider if someone is putting on airs or is pretending to be something that is not genuine. On the other hand, it may be you that might benefit from a little mimicry. Sometimes we need to fake it till we make it and project a persona that is not our own to get a foot in the door. But be cautious. The truth may come out and you may be required to prove your authenticity. Mimicry may also indicate that someone is trying to sound or pass themselves off as something other than themselves to gain favor or your attention. You may need to ask yourself if this individual is showing you their authentic self or simply pretending to be something that you find more attractive. So I remember when I saw that man in my meditation and he was putting his hand out to try to help you. And you're like, no, bitch, like you're made of freaking pebbles yourself. Like you're literally made of stone. Like, why do you think I would count on you to be able to get me out of the situation? Like I've done this all on my own. I'm sitting here floating with stones wrapped around my ankles and my waist, etc. And I'm out here still floating. Why do you think I need your help, bitch? You know, super rich. And then it's like this, I watched this guy get into the ocean with you and I just watched like his skin and everything disintegrate. It's like all these pebbles with like dirt and soil keeping it all together. And it just fell to the bottom of the floor, the ocean floor, you know? So I'm wondering if it's something like that. And then you got, interestingly enough, these are both on the same pages pretty much. Then you got memory. Crows never forget a friend or a foe. In changing populated landscape, these remarkable birds recognize the faces of those who have hurt as well as helped. When crows spot a predator or a known human who has been less than kind, they go into a frenzy, calling out to all that danger is near. They spread the word about the good stuff too, such as people who tend to share their lunch or places where food is often discarded. What is remarkable is they also pass down the memory of their experience to their young. As complex as these birds are, forgiveness does not seem too likely. Memory asks you to examine areas where you may be letting a past hurt or situation impact how you engage with someone today. Are you cautious or holding a grudge? Do you expect others to behave in a certain way because of past behavior? Wow, that's pretty interesting. I feel like you're going to have to kind of figure that one out on your own. Okay, I don't feel like I can really tell you about that, but maybe that's the stones, you know, maybe those are the stones. It's like maybe you've forgiven, but the memories still hold you down. I'm not really sure. But Virgo, it was an absolute pleasure to read your cards. If you'd like to book a one-on-one, face-to-face Zoom call with me or a pre-recorded reading, make sure that you're visiting www.brattystarot.com. Make sure that you subscribe if you have not already. And also let me know if this resonated in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And also make sure that you hit the thumbs up button at least once. If you are also into astrology and you would like to read my daily transits, just make sure that you look on the screen and it will give you information for my Instagram and my Twitter where I post astrological transits daily. And I'm also a creative writer as well. So make sure that you guys check that out. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.